Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Okay. I guess so. If you tailed the slip yesterday from the video that I originally planned, where it was Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, and Zion Williamson, congratulations! You finally got the sweep. Super last minute, I ended up changing it. I took out Christian McCaffrey and I put in Alperen Şengün. The Heat didn't have a big man really on the roster. They started Udonis Haslem at the center position, and I thought Alperen Şengün was gonna have a massive night. And I was just like, oh man, that's the play, man. That's absolutely the play. And it wasn't. It absolutely was not the play. I don't watch Rockets basketball religiously, but I think it's very odd the rotation that they have Alperen Şengün on. He plays the first five. It kind of does like a Zubac rotation. You know, he does the first five, or first six sits out the back six. First six sits out the back six. But he doesn't play the end of the game. He plays the front half of the fourth quarter and then doesn't play the end of the game. So it seems a little bit weird to me that your starter doesn't play the end of the game, and because of that, he ends up going under. Usman Garuba too at the end of the game got a couple of late rebounds, couple putback layups that could have been Alperen's, theoretically in a perfect world, but so he ended up missing for us. Zion Williamson, thanks to overtime, ends up hitting, and then Kenneth Walker. It was a little bit sweaty there for a second because the Seahawks were down 17 instead of start running the football, and he almost hit his line. So we got a little nerve-wracking there at the end, but Kenneth Walker did go under. And then if you didn't end up taking Christian McCaffrey, he did go on over yesterday. I think he had well over 100 yards rushing. So again, back-to-back days, I should have just gone with my gut and did what I originally thought. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to go with my gut. The original plays that really grabbed my eye, we're just going to play them, and we're going to rock with it today. So let's get it. Hey, real quick, it is the holiday season, and what better gifts than to give your loved ones, your friends, and your family than tickets to see their favorite artist perform in concert, whether they're dancing, singing, comedian, or to see their favorite team perform live in front of them, whether they get to watch their favorite players perform in person for the very first time, or this is, the fifth or sixth time. There's no better way to do that than with SeatGeek tickets. To buy those tickets off of SeatGeek, and courtesy of Take My Shot, if you guys use code Take My Shot when you guys purchase those tickets, you're gonna get $20 off your first purchase of tickets off of SeatGeek. Now, obviously, I just went to that New Orleans Pelicans versus the New Orleans Saints versus the Baltimore Ravens game I just went to the other day. Bought those tickets, of course, on SeatGeek. No better way to buy those tickets. And I'm actually thinking about buying some more tickets off SeatGeek. I'm thinking about taking these Bucks at Pelicans. Of course, I live right next to New Orleans. Not right next, about an hour and a half or so. But I'm thinking about buying these tickets to go watch the Pelicans play the Bucks in New Orleans. Look how cheap these tickets are. $185 to be right there on, not on court level, but to be on that first level range. Even $160, $100 right there to be right behind the basket there. $160. No better way to buy tickets than on SeatGeek. And if you guys use code Take My Shot, you guys are gonna get $20 off that first purchase. Perfect just in time for the holiday season. So make sure you guys use code Take My Shot when you buy these tickets. Make sure you buy those tickets off SeatGeek, man. No better way. All right, coming out with today's lock of the day. It's gonna be coming from the Thunder versus Minnesota game. We're going to take that 7-10 game. The lock of the day will be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 30.5 points here. We're just going to rock with the points here for Shai today. He has taken on the Minnesota Timberwolves twice this season. Both games, he had 32 and 33, so he was able to hit that point line that he's sitting at right now. Also in those two games, he was shooting 55% from the field and attempting 20 shots per game. In those two games, just a two-game average. But he is taking the volume of offensive usage there that we need for him to get to that 30.5 points line. This game sits at a 233 total in the book, so I'm loving that high total between these two games. Also, the two times that they've matched up this season, both games have been close. They've been competitive. They've given Shai a lot of opportunities to stay in the game and get buckets. No blowouts, no big leads or anything like that. And Shai's a lot like DeMar DeRozan. If the game's close late in the game, he's already poured in his probably fair amount of buckets by three quarters, but late in the fourth quarter, he's going to get a lot more buckets because he can be taking primarily the most of the shots for that Thunder's offense. With Timberwolves, also give up the second most points in the NBA to point guards on the season. So a very bad point guard defense team in the NBA is where the Timberwolves sit. No Timberwolves lines out yet. No, they got a whole lot of guys questionable in that game. But I'm still liking the chances for Shai, regardless of who plays tonight, to get his buckets tonight. So give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander today as the lock of the day over 30.5 points. All right, and our second play of the day is going to be our last play of the day. We're just going to do a two-slip today. I just need to see one go through the basket, man. I need to see some green, and I need to see something cash. So we're just going to go with the two-slip today. And our second pick of the day is going to be Jamal Murray today, over 20.5 points. Now, Jamal Murray has been on that last game had a bad one. Only scored 5 points, attempted 6 shots in that last game, but that's kind of not how it's been for him recently. Take it all the way back to the bubble. I know it's a very long time ago, but obviously Jamal Murray's missed a pretty big chunk of time. Take it back to the bubble. Took the Lakers on in a 6-game series. averaged 25 points per game in that 6-game series. That team is pretty similar, you know, outside of a couple of different role players now from what it was back then for the Lakers side of things. And he's taken on the Lakers twice this season, had 13 in a matchup earlier this season. In that game, he was on limited minutes, only played about 28 minutes. And in the second game, scored 21, also still on that minutes restriction was Jamal Murray. So hasn't played the Lakers this season yet on his full go. He's definitely a couple games well into a normal rotation now with Jamal Murray. And in his last 12 games, this particular is kind of what I'm thinking of. The last 12 games or so is when he's been starting to get back into his rotation, playing really well. He has hit the over 20.5 points. 7 out of those 12 games has Jamal Murray since he's come back from his rotation or his minutes limit. He's averaging 32 minutes per game, averaging 19.8 shots, and shooting 16 shots per game. Now that 19.8 line, don't worry about it. It's because of that 5-point game they just had versus the Wizards, or else that line would be well above 20 points. But when you only score 5 points, it'll kind of shoot down that average a little bit. So still taking the shots that we need him to take, averaging 19.8 points per game after that really bad game. He had a very bad game versus the Wizards. Only attempted 6 shots and only scored 5 points. Got absolutely locked up from what it appears to be. I don't expect that to happen again, back-to-back for Jamal Murray. I couldn't find any games in his career. I went all the way back his entire career where I found like back-to-back single-digit games. Couldn't find that anywhere. So I have a feeling he's going to have a huge bounce-back day, will Jamal Murray. Today's taking on the Lakers, who give up the 3rd most points in the NBA to point guards. This game currently sits at a 1.5-point spread and a whopping 237 total. So expecting fast-paced, very close game between these two games. This game also is the ESPN national televised game of the day today, so on the back end of that doubleheader. So expect, you know, on the national stage, these guys will try to put a little bit of a performance here on this Friday night on that ESPN live national game. So with that being said, Jamal Murray over 20.5 points will be our second play of the day today. Okay, boys, so with that being said, like I said, I just need to see one go through the basket. Just going to put some point guards up today against some bad defenses that have great matchups. So we're going to take the lock of the day. We're just going to go SGA over 30.5 points today is the lock of the day. And then Jamal Murray to get buckets tonight versus the Los Angeles Lakers on national television. Over 20.5 points as our second play of the day. Let's just see one go through the basket, man. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Back-to-back days since we've been back, doing well. Right, we've been making good plays. We are 4-2 in the last 2 days that we've come back. And I guess if you added that shape, I hope, you know, I did tell you at the end of the day, you know, wait till I post my final slip on Instagram. But I did have some people that did message me saying they did the McCaffrey slip instead. So I hope a lot of you did. I hope that you guys took that opportunity. It was a good play. I overthought it, and I just talked myself out of it, which I need to stop doing. And today I'm not going to do that. These are the two guys that really jumped off the paper to me, so I decided to just rock with it. Not a third one that I absolutely loved, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go with these two guys so we can see one go through the basket. So that being said, guys, I will not see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I am taking Christmas pictures with my family, so I don't have any time in the morning tomorrow. Then right after that I have to go to work. So I don't have any time in the morning tomorrow to be able to put together a video, especially if, you know, injuries and all that kind of jazz. I know Underdog will probably be working on a lot of bowl games, so the NBA plays will probably be a little bit on the back burner. Also, you know, separated schedule with a 2 o'clock game and an 8 o'clock game, so it's just I probably won't be able to put one together. I won't be able to put one together tomorrow, so don't expect a video tomorrow. But we should be back Sunday. And so with that being said, guys, I will catch you Sunday. Peace.